You don't do photos, right?
I do video, and also I'm just trying to venture into photography because it's actually really fun. I mean, like I just learned like Lightroom, and definitely when I first came into it, I was like so overwhelmed with like all of like the I guess the interface. Um, but what do you use for
Yeah.
what do you call it?
So for
Editing and stuff?
for editing wise, so I don't do much video wise. I'm slowly trying to get more into like video stuff for
Oh,
concert stuff, but as for like photo stuff, I use Lightroom.
okay, yeah, Lightroom's solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I love it. I love just like experimenting with everything in there. It's like it's great.
It's good. You need for me when I first started, I just played around with stuff just to see what works, what doesn't, and everything. So play around with that, and then
Yeah.
after going with Lightroom for so many years, just find some presets packs. Like you can find free preset packs, and it helps you a ton.
Oh, bet, yeah. Yeah, I love your photography skills and like the ones that you shot for post were really insane work, man. You're killing it. You're crushing it hard.
Dude, the post-war ones, I'm gonna be honest with you, that night was just probably my most terriblest work in a minute, Tommy.
Really?
No joke. I don't know if you like the lighting was terrible with me that night. I don't know
The
why.
bulldog, yeah, the bulldogs.
It's Bulldog. That's just in
Yeah.
general. Bulldog's just lighting is just not the greatest. But either way, it was probably my worst night for photos in like a year, I would say.
Yeah.
A year. And I'm like, you guys liked it. I'm happy with that. I'm fine with that. So
Man,
we
if you think that's your worst work, I cannot imagine. Like, I bet your best photos that I probably may or may not have seen is probably like amazing. Like, it probably it probably looks like a Da Vinci painting, probably.
no, my Da Vinci painting is that light photos. Those light photos. If you saw the lights,
Let me check this out. Yeah.
that was Da Vinci painting. I loved the lights. It was great. But yeah, yeah. That one to me, it just looked like a painting. And like,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, I think I found it. Yeah, yeah, that's man, your skills are insane, man. For what you're able to do with lighting, because I mean with the poster example is that you said that lighting isn't that great, but to me like the photo that you took is insane. Like it's
Yeah. Like after doing photography for now, I didn't realize this year is my fifth year doing photography like professionally ish. And after doing it for so long, you realize on what works, what doesn't. And I think it took me about 4 years to actually master that, I think.
yeah.
And to some people take quicker or it'll take sooner or later. It just depends on how you work with that. And I think for you, Tommy, I've seen your work with video stuff, and
Thanks,
it's cool. It's cool stuff. I like it. It's different. It's very much a little niche that I'm like, yo, I need to see and talk to you
Yeah.
about this. I'm like, what? Why'd you get into video and do like this kind of style for videos and
I
everything?
got into video is like I spent a lot of like my middle school year just honestly just watching a lot of movies, and then I was like I wasn't very good at anything else in school. Like my marks were garbage, like absolutely terrible. And then I was lucky my parents weren't like, like the stereotypical parents that would just like, iron fist me like, yo, go do math better or something. Yeah, so I spent a lot of time just watching movies, and I was like, and then I got to like, I think like the '90s era movies where a lot of like directors from that era were just like had a normal job, and then they were using that money to like fund their like low budget movie, and I was like, oh my god, I can actually make a movie without like a crazy big like no Transformers or anything like
Yeah.
that. Like, I like more like just like mundane like everyday life, like kind of like stuff like Clerks or like Dazed and Confused, and like kind of like or like I'm thinking Slackers by Richard Linklater,
Yeah.
but like those movies kind of like they kind of showed me like, oh, you don't need a budget to make that stuff, and I was like, oh, I can excel, like I can try to excel in this. And then there was like a video production program at my middle school that I was like, I've never gotten a 90 in my life, and then in
Really?
that class I got a 90, and I was like, oh my god, this is like, oh, I feel like I actually understand how smart kids feel like in like my science class when they get a 90. I'm like, oh, this is a good feeling. This is nice.
Man, I love that because I'm a person too.
What person too?
I'm a person too that it did terrible in school. Like literally, no joke, I failed math. Like literally.
Me too.
Yeah. Okay, let's go, buddy.
Let's fucking go, man.
No, so like yeah, I failed math, and it was just like it was brutal, and it's brutal trying to find a job now. It's just like yo, you can't find something that's like you need math or something like that in schooling, but also it's realizing if you find the right niche or path that you're going into, like. I'm in radio as well on the side when I'm not doing all this stuff. And it's dope. It's cool, but it's a hard job too. And it's very much different to go into that field and everything. And you don't need math and it's great. But most people realize you just need a simple college education. And
that's for sure. What do you do for your radio job? What radio station is it?
I work in Virgin and Bounce, and I do production stuff. So production, promo, helping with social media and that kind of stuff. It's a bunch of like background stuff.
Yeah.
So let's go to the beginning, Tommy. Like, what got you into music videos and just the love for videography, I guess? Because you went into school and you got into that, but what made you want to be like, yo, let's do music videos for artists?
So like going into it, I was like I think 2 or 3 years into it, I realized like, oh man, like I can technically could get a job like doing videography full time, I can technically get a job like directing movies, but I have to do so much. I'd have to do so much more now compared to like back in the 90s, early 2000s, where it was kind of more of a niche thing. And then one day, my friend. What was it in high school? I was kind of known as like the video guy, and then a lot of teachers for like their classes were trying to incorporate more like fun way to do their assignments. They're like, oh, let's make all these kids do like videos for their like presentations or whatever that you have to act in. And a lot of the kids were like, oh, man, I don't know how to work it, or I know how to work a camera on my phone, but I don't know how to like piece the videos together and stuff. So a lot of kids started paying me like $20 just to film like their homework video, so like health assignments, stuff like that. And then I was like, oh, okay, cool. I got like I'll have some cash to like buy food at that point. And I was like, oh, this is crazy that like that is like kind of slowly becoming I'm just getting some extra side cash at the moment. I didn't have a job at the time, so it was kind of cool. Just like, here you go, it's $20, whatever. And then a bunch of kids started doing that. Or like only a couple maybe, and then one kid, he made music, and he was like, "Oh, do you want to like shoot a music video together?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down." Actually, to this day, I've never gone back. He's never gone back to me. So, but he started recommending me to his other friends that were into music videos, and then he recommended me to this one guy, and I shot this video like almost 4 years ago. Yeah, 2018 era, and then. And then ever since that, it's been just word of mouth. Like, but my intention was never to get into it.
Really?
But I realized like that's like that's like the most fun out of all the videography things you can do is like music video, because it's super creative, and you have to work your brain muscles to like create like cool visuals and stuff, and it's also like super fun because I always bring my friends in and they always act in them. We always write little sketches, and that's kind of like my way to making my own movies, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's one thing I always love talking to videographers and people that direct music videos. It's just like, hey, you get to do your creative side into this, or how to put yourself out there for this and show your work outside of said other kind of product, and this is what you're making.
Yeah, 100%. And it's also super fun because you also like meet so many cool people in the way, like, and very creative and very talented people on the way there.
Yeah, I didn't know about you until I went to the post-war show. Well, I saw you filming and that. We didn't interact or anything, but it's just like, oh, cool, this is cool. And then you reached out to me. I'm like, oh, this was the guy who was filming a post-war show.
Yeah, I know you did photography, but I do a little bit of it, and I just wanted to like talk to you like about your work, because I admire your photography like very, very well, or a lot.
Yeah. If you're always like, if you need to learn anything, I'm always down to tell people.
Yeah,
like, what's the best thing that you want to, like, what do you want to know about, I guess, photography, I guess, really, then.
Yeah. Do you mostly do film, or is it like digital photography?
All digital. Everything. I want to get into film, but it's just too expensive.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I don't know where to start with. I've been talking to a bunch of different photographers. Well, there was one person I talked to at like a local venue that does film and everything. And her work is
Yeah.
great. It was just a random person that was just in a show or whatever that I was doing. And
Yeah.
she's like, "Oh, I do film photography." I'm like, "Oh, let me see your stuff." And it's amazing. She was recommending
Yeah.
me stuff and everything. But either way, film is a lot more expensive to get into. But
Oh,
for sure
100%.
want to get into that at one point.
And I'm not sure if you noticed about this about eBay, because like even like the cameras themselves are like extremely expensive now, because like a lot of celebrities are using them, and then everyone's like, oh, if Kendall Jenner's using this camera, I want to get this camera, or if Frank Ocean's using this, I got to use it. So like, and it's like fucked how. Sorry if I'm not allowed to swear on this podcast, but
You're allowed to.
okay, cool. What was it? Like some film cameras that are just like meant to be like like point shoots, so like they're meant to be like an everyday use thing, and it's like mostly aren't supposed to be that expensive, but like everything's Kendall Jenner and Frank Ocean's been using the Contax T4, I think. The price is like almost the same price as like my Sony A7 III, and I'm like, oh my god.
My gosh. Oh, you use Sony as well. Nice.
Yeah. Which Sony did you use?
Yeah, I use the A7 III as well.
Oh no, nice. That's a good camera.
It was good camera. I got it for cheap actually. So everyone's surprised on how I got my A7 III. It's the most randomest purchase and also the most sketchiest purchase I made, because literally I got it off of Reddit.
Reddit, really? Wow. Okay.
Because it was the cheapest one that you could get it. Because literally, yeah, you could get like a used Sony A7 III about like $2,000 or so. I got it for $1,500.
Damn, that's solid.
Yeah, like
almost half the price.
All half the price. Like literally, most A7 IIIs you see now are like over $2,000 or about there now. But yeah, body wise, they shipped it for me from Texas, $1,500.
It was just the body.
Just the body.
That's still pretty solid, like deal though. Yeah.
Yeah, it was used. It was still like pretty decent. I have it. It's with the extender too, so like I got extra batteries and everything. Like it was solid. Like it's typically with that kind of body, you get like 2,300, 2,400 actually with that.
Yeah.
Same
man. That's so sketchy, because like, were you ever scared that it was never gonna come through?
No, I was scared that it was gonna be more damaged than anything, because he was showing me, it's like decent and everything. I was more scared of like how bad it was. Like like recently I got like typical shows I take a lot of photos at. I'm very trigger happy when I take photos. And then recently it's like, oh, the shutter stopped or something with the door, and I've realized, oh, I can't hold the shutter that much anymore with the Sony A7 III, because it's like, oh, you're taking too many photos, you can't do that now. So, or too fast of photos, and then it's just like, okay, I gotta limit myself now.
You're the fastest in the no, I mean, my joke just like
what were you gonna try and say with that joke?
It was like, what's like that saying for like Western movies, like where it's like the fastest in the West. That was it.
Fastest in the West, well, technically, fastest in the West. We're Western Canada, right? So
there we go.
Yeah, but no, I try to save my money for photography stuff. So I even do like my 85. I bought like used as well off online too.
Damn. So is that you're talking about the lens? You said?
Yeah, the lens 85 millimeter, like the Sony. Yeah, Sony. I got like a used one for like 600. Brand new is like 800.
That's a good deal. Yeah. You save $200. Wow. Yeah, it's insane how much people are. I'm not sure if you've noticed about like Facebook Marketplace or like any of those used places. Man, so many people are selling their gear because I think they got into it like during COVID, and they're like, oh, this is like that was a waste of money or whatever. But it's like saving us, guys like us, so much money because they're reselling it.
Yeah. It's perfect. It's the perfect place to go off of like Facebook Marketplace, Kijiji, or like eBay or something like that, and then just looking at these prices and seeing, oh, what's cheap. I think for sure most people should check out, like, typically you shouldn't check Reddit, but I say check Reddit just for the sake of it, and then also just look at people that do this on a living and everything, and also check with different areas around those marketplace places and try to find a good deal for you, and make sure that the gear that you're looking at doesn't have like decently damaged stuff or a lot of scratches. Like Sony stuff, you can't have much scratches on them because then it'll pop up on the pictures and everything. But yeah,
100%. Yeah, I didn't know that Reddit you can buy stuff of it. I mean, I guess everyone's like sharing stuff, so I guess you could buy it, like whatever you want type of thing.
Yeah, I just went on a deep dive one day. I'm like, there has to be some place that it's like there has to be some place for cheap stuff because all the websites that you go see for used stuff is all expensive. It's still relatively you buy used products that are the same price as brand new. It's not worth it. So then I'm like, okay, let's find somewhere else. And then one page just showed Reddit, and I'm like, oh, there's a whole entire place for this. So amazing.
Yeah, because I think most of the guys who sell used stuff, sometimes they like that's like their business, like they buy used like cameras and like resell them. Yeah, I tried getting into it, but it's just like it's definitely a tough market to make that your business.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So tips for new people trying to get into like videography or music videos, Tommy. What would you suggest for people? Don't do it?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Tips for like I guess for right now, it's definitely I'd say it's like a way harder market, but I do think that right now is the perfect time to start doing videography because everyone's looking for a videography because everyone's trying to like up their like social media pages and stuff like TikTok and Instagram, and you're gonna find a lot of like a lot of people that are willing to especially because if you're starting out, you have a cheaper price. People are very, very eager to come to you than someone that's like kind of like us that would be charging a little bit more than normal.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's a new niche and a new market. Like right now for music videos, I don't like you're new to me. So like you're brand new to me. So it was cool seeing I'm like, oh, this is cool and it's a different style as well. And for me, I know maybe like 2 or 3 videographers that do music videos in the city. Like there's Dave, there's 40 Diamonds, and then there's like another guy in that, and then now I know you. So like literally there's like it's not a big market in Winnipeg for videographers and music videos, but now it's like okay, cool.
Yeah, because there's a lot of good like artists that are coming out of Winnipeg that are I think that are gonna go well, like go far in life with their music. Yeah, and I'm trying to think what other advice I can give people. I'd also would stay your ground if you don't want to make this into your business. Because I mean, when I first started out, I was just like, oh, I'll take whatever cash, whatever you can afford. But like staying your ground gives you a bit of a what's that word? I don't know, explain it properly. Oh, what's the right wording for it? It's like it gives you a bit of a status, for lack of a better word, because like people want you more if they can't have like you for that price that they're getting you for, and it's like staying your ground for your pricing is something I'd definitely recommend.
Oh yeah, like if you don't try to lowball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like even for myself, it's been hard for photography wise, like try not to lowball people, or even just making sure you're like trying to show your value or trying to face your value on what your product is, right? That's the thing, right? You're a product, you're a videographer, you're a photographer, you're trying to sell yourself, right? And don't sell yourself short.
Yeah, because you're gonna end up in the Dollarama bin.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Unless we all are, honestly now, Tommy. Maybe we are in the Dollarama bin, and
maybe we are. Yeah, maybe we are. We're waiting to. We're overstock, as somebody said. We're left over overstock. I don't know.
How's your schedule looking like now? I guess like are you getting a lot of people messaging you like, yo, let's work together?
Yeah, I'm at the point where I'm just trying to like. I think I'm ready to start charging more, but it's definitely tough for like long-term clients that have been like paying like videos like almost because I have some clients that I work with like monthly just as like a safety net for because I have a studio right in the exchange that I have to pay for, and then I use all that money to like pay for the bills. But now so my safety net is usually I have a couple clients I work with every month. Just to, as a safety net, and then usually I have like a random 3 clients that come in, maybe max 3, that like are just like, oh, I need like a video for something really random, or like something that's like kind of off, like oh, this like a random photo shoot I would need to be done, and that's usually just extra cash on my end. but usually I'm pretty busy. I think. Sorry, what was the question again? I kind of like went a little bit of a train of
Like,
thought.
no, you're good. Like, are you typically like getting like a lot of people like scheduling you right now? Or are you
Oh
like
yeah.
getting busy now? Because literally it's pretty much a dead season for a lot of people I've talked to,
Oh
but
yeah.
probably for you it's probably a busy season, right?
Oh yeah, it's coming up now because usually winter is kind of like usually when I'm like there's nothing. But yeah, well, I guess no. I remember what I was gonna say. No, it was yeah. I'm at the point where I'm getting like, so busy that I gotta start charging more so I can like so my quality doesn't go down because
Yeah.
I a lot of videos are quality are going down because like I gotta meet deadlines and stuff. But it's like I'm also at the point where like the videos are so bad for what they're paying for that I'm kind of like worried that. I was so usually like, they love it on my end, but it's like more of a personal thing. It's like what are you paying for? I feel like you could have gotten something better, or so now I got to charge a bit more because what do you call it? Because so I can slow down like the amount of people that are coming in.
Mhm.
So I got to charge more so I can just keep the quality
Yeah.
like better. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just talking to a photographer last night on the podcast about how you should be like she got asked about they want a certain client wanted a certain editing style on how they wanted their stuff worked upon. I'm
Yeah.
wondering if you probably had that a lot too and you're like, no, I do this style, right?
Oh, so what you're asking for is like if someone comes in with like
Mhm.
a specific style that they want, but I kind of want to go with the way that
Yeah.
I
I'm
yeah.
guessing you have that quite a bit, right? I would think.
Yeah, it's funny enough, I have a lot of people coming in saying like that, but it's always like comparing me to other videographer, which makes me feel like why don't you just go to them?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I feel bad for you on that. It's just like,
yeah.
no.
I mean, I respect 40 Diamonds a lot, but a lot of people come through and it's like, oh, I want a 40 Diamonds video. But like after like the second or third guy, I was like, then go to him. Like I'm not
Yeah.
40 Diamond. Like why are you coming? Well, that's like I told him like that's like if you went to McDonald's and asked for a Burger King. That doesn't make any like
Like, yeah, true.
yeah.
Like, no. Like,
Yeah.
no, you don't do that to someone. Like,
No.
no.
That's like if I came to that person, I was like, "Can I get a Tupac song?" And it's like,
got a
no,
Tupac song.
yeah, you know,
Yeah, let's get a Drake on a Tupac song.
yeah, yeah. It's gonna Drake on a Tupac song, yeah.
I
The
don't
AI
think that would
version.
work at all, but it's just funny. But yeah. So, do you have a job when you're not doing videos at all, Tommy? Like, are you like employed as well or no?
I was employed 6 months ago. I used to work in a nursing home,
Hmm.
but now I'm doing this full time, and for an extra income, I also resell stuff on eBay. I go to like
Hmm.
um, it's either Kijiji, Facebook Marketplace, and what do you call it? Value Village, but Value Village is always like up the ass with prices now, which is
Ooh,
insane. I'm not
yikes.
sure if you ever go to Value Village.
Not really. I should actually check out Value
Yeah.
Village to give my gear to them and be like, "Yo, how much would you get this?"
They probably charge like a lot for
Yeah,
it, yeah.
probably.
But I kind of got into that with like just reselling stuff because there's a lot of smaller towns that don't that have people that are really in the niche like old technology and stuff. So my thing is like I kind of bought a bunch of old TVs for just because I do set designs too for concerts.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I did the one for a post war. I'm not uh,
Yeah.
with the TVs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I did that, and then I bought this one TV, but it was meant for like I mean I'm not sure if you know what the Commodore 64 is.
I know the
Okay,
Commodore.
so I got the Commodore 64. I just wanted the monitor so because it has a cool look to it, and then I got the whole computer set, but also the guy modded the computer so you can connect like a USB to it, so you can play like other games on it, or like download like the Commodore 64 games on it, so you don't have to buy the physical copies. So I bought that for 375, and then I was telling one of my neighbors who does he also does resell, um, but he mostly just specifically goes for like just clothing.
Yeah.
So his name is Thrift Nihilist. Shout out him. So I'm giving him a little bit of a plug.
Let's go.
Let's go. And then he was like, I was like, oh, can you help me out? I'm just trying to get rid of this because I just wanted the TV. And he's like, yeah, I'll put it on eBay and see how much it would go for. And I was like, yeah, I just maybe put 400 or something like that. And he's like, sure. Actually, I have a better idea. Let's just put it on for bidding and maybe you'll get a little bit more. I was like, sure, let's do that. And then I think I ended up like selling it for 600.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but just the computer itself, no monitor too.
Yeah.
So basically, I got the TV for free. But then I also like a learning curve was I realized like, man, I was like always been curious like how does eBay make money? Because it's like there's no ads on here. There's
Mhm.
no like
Do they
oh like
take a cut? Because I'm thinking about putting
yeah
my, what is it, 12 mil on there because I got a brand new one. But yeah.
yeah that yeah. So basically, they just take a massive cut out of your whatever. It's
Oh,
like 20%. I was like, oh my
20%?
god, yeah. I think it took like $100 something, and I was like, oh. And then
Oh,
I also had to pay the thrift nihilist like a bit of a like just some cash just to help me out because he has a good score on eBay, so like stuff will sell a little bit
mhm.
faster. And then so I had to pay him, and then also eBay took $120 or something like that.
And then
Oh, like
shipping.
oh yeah, so I think I ended up with $400. Like so I ended up selling for $400. So not a crazy profit, but still I was like, oh, there's probably a huge market for this. And I guess and he was telling me, yeah, he explained to me like what I said earlier was like a lot of small town people like love old technology, like old 80s, like 90s technology because not a lot of people buy stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or so I was like, oh, oh, cool. I'm gonna try this out. So I've just been selling a bunch of like old TVs I've either found on the streets or like even just like not Value Village, but like more local like thrift stores.
Yeah.
They sell for like $10 because people are like, oh, this is just like an old TV, whatever. And then, but I also realized like a lot of I didn't realize until I was doing more research on like why are people selling these TVs for such like fucked prices on eBay. But it's because there's like a lot of gaming conventions that like old retro gaming conventions like Nintendo 64 like it's mostly what's that game called Super Smash.
Super Smash Bros. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on Nintendo 64
Wow.
that use those TVs. And then I've been I found this holy grail on Facebook where it was like a TV that people use for editing like videos like in back in like the 90s and
Yeah.
early 2000s. So it's like super crisp quality, but like in that type of like aesthetic, like the blue box that
Mhm.
had like the art, like the red and the yellow and white cable.
Oh yeah.
So those go for like a massive amount of money because that's like the highest quality like tube TV that you can get for gaming. So a lot of people would go for like the Sony Trinitron. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I knew, what is it? That's a big market because I know a lot of tournaments. If you follow like YouTubers and content creators, because Ludwig does a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He does like, well, even general like the Smash community and the big like even Mario Kart. There's even like a
Oh
big
yeah,
like Mario Kart community.
that's huge too. Yeah.
There's bunch of tournaments down in the States for doing that kind of stuff, and even I think even here in like Canada, there's a few kind of like little tournaments like that that uses those kind of TVs. So it makes sense that there's a market for them.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It's a yeah. I'm kind of living the starving artist life that I love. I'm watching a lot of like documentaries on like starving artists in like the 90s. There's like 80s, 60s, 70s era, like Andy Warhol
Yeah.
and basketball. And I was like, man, this is like I feel like I'm in New York right now. Like whenever I'm in downtown, like all the homeless people and like just minus like the wealthy people that look homeless, but other than that,
You're
they're
doing
actually real homeless people.
you're doing solid, my guy. You're making the
Okay.
money, so you're good.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Nice. So,
Yeah.
what's your favorite like artist you've worked with so far? You think, Tommy, when it comes to like music videos?
Music. I love Post War. He's like
Mhm.
we met because he was a feature on another music video, but like the whole time I was shooting there, we just got along so well because we're both like really into like niche internet stuff from like 2010 era.
Oh
Like
yeah.
yeah, so we clicked off with that. Like, so we hit it off with that, and then I've never like because like, when you think of rappers, you always think about like oh like cool jewelry designer guys. I'm like they're not
Mhm.
really into like internet niche stuff. But I mean, Postwar does have like cool jewelry as well. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but it's like I've never met like a rapper that was into like very like into Smosh and like Nostalgia Critic and like ABGN and like just like I was like, man, Okay, actually, I'm kind of into the rap scene now because like I know there's at least there's guys that are into like these random stuff on the internet that I totally forgot about until you brought it up.
Dude, I love Smosh. I grew up with Smosh. I grew up
Yeah.
with Ian Anthony, Smosh games. I actually got to play with Smosh games for their 100th video. It was pretty cool.
I wasn't like too into or like too in tune with the Smosh games. So what was like their 100th episode like?
It was the GTA series, like when they played like GTA.
Okay.
They played like a bunch of stuff. So they were playing online with Ian and Anthony on that time back in the day, and then I played GTA. I was just giving havoc with the Smosh people. I was just killing them and basically doing a bunch of stuff. I was trying to be friend with them. I was not going like attacking them for saking. I was trying to be like, yo, guys, don't kill me. And they were killing me. So I'm like, okay, I'll retaliate. So it was like back and forth situation with them. Yeah, it was hilarious.
That's crazy that you got to play with them though. Like that's and they actually shot you, you said? That's cool.
Yeah, they shot me. Yeah, there's what I like even then if I wanted to, I could probably message them and be like, hey, it's been so many years, how you guys doing and everything. Like I became friends with like Lasercorn, if you know Lasercorn from there. There's a couple people I got to talk with from the Smosh Games crew, like the original crew, not the new ones, but like the old crew and that. But yeah, it's crazy how much in general everything has changed. But
yeah, because like they're not like the scripts themselves, but the video like that they're pumping out nowadays is like the quality is insane because like I think they're shooting on sets now and stuff as for this.
They
by the look of it, I don't know if it is like or if it's just like on locations that they go to, but and then they're almost pumping out a video a day. I think I could be wrong.
I think they are pumping out videos a day at this point. It's like it's all scripted and it's all sets and everything, but yeah, it's pretty much videos a day now. But
yeah, which is that's insane. Like how like to me the Smosh story is just like so inspiring because like there's just two guys hanging out in their mom's basement and they turn into a business. You know.
Well, that's like a lot of the old YouTube era was like that too. It's just like business stuff. Oh, let me just make some home videos and then boom, here we are. Yeah,
and I feel like a lot of them don't last too like that long, like that crazy long. And there's more, but like Smosh has been, by the looks of it, they're still pumping videos and like I think they're still getting decent views or enough to get like to pay everyone at least, right?
I don't know. I haven't caught up with Smosh in years though, so it's just Ian now. Anthony's doing his own thing, but either way, it's been like
Anthony, he's been interviewing people, and it's like it's pretty solid. I've seen some of those videos. Do you remember that failed Smosh cartoon era?
Which era was that?
It's when they were like they started their own Smosh like when they did. I think they did Smosh games, and then they were like, oh, we want to venture into cartoons. So they kind of did their own like adult animation like channel.
Oh yeah, that now I remember when you mentioned that. Yeah, I watched a few episodes. It wasn't like too keen on for me, but it was cool art style that I got to see
100%. Yeah, a lot of animators ended up getting their own shows on not the ones that they wrote like on Smosh was it on Smosh cartoons, but they actually ended up being able to like write their own shows and then getting it put onto like Adult Swim. I don't know exactly the ones like off the top of my head, but I watched like a retrospective about because there's this YouTuber I watched that's like he's like I can't remember what his name was, but he's kind of like I call him like the YouTube historian where he just talks about like stuff that he forgot about. Like YouTube that kind of existed for like a small fragment, and then he brought up Smosh cartoons and he's talking about like these videos are kind of awful, but the humor is not there, and he's like because I think their flagship show was Smosh Babies. That's like the whole idea of like Ian and Anthony just in like elementary school or whatever.
That's my favorite of the cartoons.
And they're talking about like that one's kind of like decent and it kind of worked, but some of the other ones like there's a couple that kind of works and kind of whatever. But they're saying like a lot of the animators ended up getting jobs out of it, so it wasn't like a whole like it's like
one time kind of deal thing, right?
Or like a waste of time, but at least they were able to like kind of get like a more fulfilling. I mean, not fulfilling. I feel like more a better like a bigger opportunity to work on something.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot with like the old era of YouTube. Like I knew someone actually that worked on something with YouTube, and then after got picked up by Netflix for animation.
Oh, no way.
Stuff. Yeah, it was kind of cool when I talked to her, and yeah.
Oh, you got to talk to her too.
Yeah, I'm good friends with them. Every so often we talk and just catch up on what we're doing and everything. But last time I checked with her, she did Netflix animation stuff. I don't know if she's still working on that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's
yeah.
So what type of content did she make when before she went on doing the Netflix?
We didn't talk about that kind of stuff. All I know is she works in the animation program with Netflix. They've done a bunch of like cartoon stuff, like Big Mouth and that kind of stuff, right?
Okay.
So that kind of area expertise. But I don't know what she did before. She never told me that. But either way, that I know of, it's a good market. She's advocated the Netflix animation market a lot, actually.
So probably I'm assuming like something animation related, probably then.
Yeah.
It's nuts how like YouTube is such like as like right now it's like YouTube is such a good gateway for like filmmakers and creatives to like start something, and then like, and if you do it enough, like you can blow up and like be able to like work on like a Netflix show or like work on like an actual movie or something.
I think right now it's the perfect time for creatives to get on like YouTube and that. Like specifically right now, I actually told a band for marketing's sake to go invest into YouTube Shorts, because Shorts is the perfect market right now, because YouTube is pumping so much money into YouTube Shorts for it to go crazy right now.
Yeah.
So.
Because like Shorts are so much harder, because it's like you only have a minute to entertain someone, and you only have like 2 seconds to like reel them in to like get them to watch your full minute.
Yeah.
And it's definitely such a way harder market than YouTube. Because like with regular YouTube, because like, at least with the regular YouTube, you get a chance of like showing the thumbnail so people at least click on it, and like they give a bit of a chance to like watch it. Like, kind of see what you got. But yeah, YouTube Shorts is because like you're just swiping up and like.
Well, it's the same thing with TikTok, right? It's TikTok, IG Reels, and everything. Like, yeah, it's the same kind of model, but also YouTube has like a little section now. If you want to, for a said channel, you could just click on the Shorts tab, and then you could see the thumbnails of that. But I think, yeah, it's like it's hard market, but also it pumps like crazy. Like for me, I did one video, and it was just basically an Omegle video, and
a what video?
An Omegle video.
Oh, Omegle. Okay, nice.
Omegle video, and it was just basically like a BS kind of video of like, hey, how can a guy trying to find a girl on Omegle or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. And literally this was just before YouTube was investing so much money into YouTube Shorts. Like I was probably one of the first people that uploaded into YouTube Shorts, and they pumped my video into trending, and I got 3.5 million views on that YouTube short. I made $0 on that, by the way.
Okay. But because like, do you because I know with like regular YouTube videos, you're able to like get some money out of it.
Yeah.
But with YouTube Shorts, are you able to? I guess the word I was looking for is monetize. Are you able to monetize? Wow.
Yeah, YouTube Shorts now, it's like they have a program set in stone for monetization in YouTube Shorts now. But either way, from YouTubers that I know that are pumping in YouTube Shorts, it's still terrible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very bad for like monetization right now. Like it's still pretty bad on how much money you get.
So it's like, I guess it's not a crazy amount of money. I mean, then again, the videos themselves are only like
it's only a minute or probably 30 seconds or 60 seconds, right?
Something less than that.
Yeah.
That is, I didn't know that. Yeah, because I've also wondered like if you're able to monetize like stuff on TikTok. Because I'm just like a doomer when it comes to like TikTok, where I just kind of like just go like that, or whatever.
I'm the same way. I don't go much on TikTok either, because I don't know what to do with TikTok. I try to do videos or try to do like little spurts on TikTok, and I don't know the heck on how to work on it.
Yes, TikTok. I feel like we're both. Because how old are you?
I'm 23.
Okay, we're the same age.
Yeah,
I'm turning 23 this year.
Nice.
Because TikTok is like, I don't know. I just like, I feel like I'm at that age where I'm like, am I too old for this?
Yeah.
Is Instagram like kind of my Facebook? How I view my parents using Facebook? Like, I'm like, this feels weird getting old. I'm like,
It's
I thought
weird. Like I've talked to people saying, yeah, like Instagram's our new Facebook, but also now people are saying, yo, Twitter's the way now. But also now I'm
really.
like, no, Twitter's terrible now because literally they just announced like 2 days ago. I was just in Vancouver, just hearing about. No, this was Thursday. I heard about this that they're taking off verification for everyone now.
Oh, so
And
no one's verified.
so no one will be verified unless you pay for Twitter Blue.
Oh wow, is it? Do you know if it's like a monthly subscription or it's like a one-time like
No,
payment?
yeah, it's monthly subscription.
Of
Like you have
course,
to
yeah.
pay that $8 or $12 Canadian now
Oh my
for
god,
that.
that's like the same price as Netflix.
Yep, yep. And I not paying for that because why?
What?
Because it's
And
too expensive for that. I'd rather pay for
it's too
bloody like
expensive.
it's Spotify Premium at that point.
Yeah, I think it's only understandable if you're like, I don't know, if Walmart has like their own Twitter. I'm not sure if they do or not, but like that would make sense to like be like, oh, this is an official Walmart
Yeah,
like Twitter page. But it's like if it's like some guy you knew from your work or something, he's like, yo, check this out and verify. But it's like, why? You're an idiot for
yeah,
paying $12 a month just to be like, I'm the real. Like for me, it'd be like, I'm the real Tommy Pham. There is no,
yeah.
this is the real account.
No, if it's like a big corporation like Walmart and that, I feel like yeah, it's perfect for that. But like as for creatives like ourselves, I don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, no, not at all. Especially with not to like diss any of us, but like at
Mhm.
our stage of our work, it's like not really. I don't really see a point.
Yeah, there's no point for us unless, yeah, if you have a big following, then I would say yes. Like, I say if we're like the point of like 10K followers on all platforms on social media or
Yeah,
above and making like a decent living wage,
yeah,
then I say yes. But right now, we're pretty not much in that situation right now, Tommy, right?
yeah. No, I feel yeah. And it's like, oh, like especially on Twitter, it's like, uh, why? I mean,
Yeah.
I guess Twitter's huge now, right?
Like,
Like,
yeah, Twitter, I know someone that you can monetize actually videos now, which is surprising.
oh wow, that's especially for Twitter, that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. They never did tell me on how that works because I don't know, it's strange. That's all I know. But it's not decent. That's all I know.
Oh, it's not that great. Though.
It's not
Like,
that great either. So,
huh.
yeah, weird.
Because like that's so weird. Because I'm just trying to process this because like Twitter's mostly just like typing or
Yeah.
like typing whatever your thoughts or whatever. So you're saying I can monetize just me talking about like my day or
Yep.
something like or like a stupid joke I write?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so bizarre to me.
I
It's
know,
so
right?
yeah.
Twitter's strange. At this point, let's just go back on Tumblr and monetize it.
Yeah, yo, that's where that's my era, man. The Tumblr era.
Nah, my era was Club Penguin and Neopets, man.
Yeah, that was a classic. Yeah, because did Club Penguin get just yet shut down recently or a couple
No, that
years?
was years ago. It got shut
Oh,
down.
okay. Do you know what happened? Like I kind of like.
Disney just shut it down. That's all
Oh,
it was.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, man, that's tragic, man.
I know. I
Oh my
just
god.
gave us some flashbacks and that. Oh.
Oh man, man, you're unlocking some memories for me today, man.
No problem.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
told you about Smosh Games, and you brought up Smosh Games. I'm like memory unlocked, and now Club Penguin.
We're going through the ticks, my guy. We're going through them all.
Who's the? Oh man, I'm blanking out. Wasn't there like a myth or something where you could uh drill the iceberg or something and it flips over?
They did that on the last day of Club Penguin.
Oh, they actually like fully like.
Yeah, they actually flipped it after you go
Die.
onto it. But yeah, they did that after the ending. Well, yeah, sad times. Sad times.
Mikey, fuck your star sign, but I want to know what your go-to Club Penguin game mini game is.
I'm trying to remember what was my favorite mini game from Club Penguin, man. Oh,
You look like you. Okay, I'm gonna guess yours because just the way the way you're dressed today. I think it was like the card one.
no, I hated the card one.
Oh, you hated the card one.
I
No,
hated
no.
the card one. No, I hated the card one. I'm trying to think. Oh, there was one that I always went. Oh, it was the coffee bean one.
Which was that one? I can't remember how did that one go. I can't remember that one.
You go into the coffee shop and then you click the coffee beans in, and then you get the penguin and use your mouse to drag it
Okay,
off
yeah,
and
yeah.
then grab the coffee beans onto them and then put it on the truck.
Yeah, I think it's coming back to me. Yeah, I was a huge fan of like this the minecart one.
Oh yeah, the minecart one was good. I
Yeah.
love the little tricks that you did with the arrow keys. Those were
Oh
cool.
yeah, that's so fun. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, those good old days. Damn.
Did you have the premium account where you were able to like?
I bought that with like gift cards and everything when they initialized with gift cards and like 7-Eleven and that kind of stuff, like Walmart
Yeah.
and that. But like I didn't actually like, paid like monthly every single time though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I had that. It was like super fun, game changing, literally game changing.
It was so good back in the day.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss those days.
It just it sucks. I just can't hop on it now. Like as
I
an
know.
adult.
I
Yeah.
know. It sucks and then they shut it down. They suck. I went to Neopets the other day.
Neopets, you said?
Yeah,
Oh.
Neopets. Do you know what Neopets was?
Yeah, I do. You said you went on it yesterday.
Yeah, not yesterday.
Okay.
I went on like the other day and everything. And it's
Okay,
still
gotcha.
like kind of working. It's
It's kind of
like
janky.
kind of ganky now. It's kind of broken though.
Yeah. I misheard you earlier. I thought you said you went to the Neopet store. I was like, no way, there's this Neopet store in Winnipeg,
No.
out of all places.
No, there's no Neopet store. I wish there was one, but
Yeah.
nah, you're good. Going back to videography though.
Oh yeah.
What's 5 bands and artists you hope to like video for in the next 5 years?
Oh, that's a good question. The next 5 year.
Yeah.
That's a little bit of a time strength on me, man. Oh man. Let me just there's this one band called the D Revolution.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like I'm not sure they actually pumped out music at all. They're like not too crazy big, but they're like this couple who like they're a couple from I can't remember the exact, like somewhere in the States, but they're just a couple that makes music, and then like they have like a son, but I think it's all 3 of them that make music together, and they kind of remind me of like Gorillaz, kind of like if you know
Yeah.
Gorillaz, and like I don't know, I love their music, and I'm always like, because like they have decent like they have one song, Now You Know My Name, is like I think 2 million streams, which is amazing.
Wow.
But like, what do you call it? I like their like the video on YouTube is like not like crazy at all, and like I think they're in their mid 30s or late 40s, around there, and like they have like their voices sounds like someone our age, like it's like super like just like 20-year-old, like
Wow.
not at all, and then I thought they were someone in our age group, and then I saw a picture of them, I was like, oh my god, this is like there's like someone's like closer to my parents' age, not really my age.
Huh.
And they what was it? Yeah, because they came out around like 2015 era, so it's like they're like I don't know, this is crazy how like if you like listen to it, it's just like, oh, it sounds like someone our age, but it's like, oh my god, this is not. Like you look at an image of them, like, oh my god, you guys are like,
yeah, they're older, but they're not. Okay,
yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So them.
Yeah. What's that?
So them and 4 other ones.
4 other ones. Okay. Trying to think. Like Kid Cudi would be like that's my dream, like collaboration right there. Death Grips.
Death Grips?
Death Grips. I think they're so fun because like a lot of my aesthetic is like from Death Grips, like the because they had that. I can't remember which music video it was, but like there's one music video. It was like a found footage video where they broke into an office building, and there's like they stole a bunch of stuff from the office building, and they're still filming themselves. I think on a VHS camera too. I think. But I love that video. And then I guess two more. My buddy showed me this band. This band called Rammstein.
I know Rammstein.
Yeah. Man, I love their music videos are insane. I think I'd love to. That's the only time I'll ever be able to shoot a porno is through like their music video, because like my buddies are like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch their music video. I'm like, yeah, is it on YouTube? He's like, no, it's on Pornhub. And I was like, you're kidding. And then like we watched it, like this is you're joking. This is one of the biggest like German band of all time, and all their music videos is on Pornhub.
That is so funny.
He's like, well, the uncensored version on YouTube. Let's watch like the uncensored version on Pornhub, and then I was like, this is horrifying.
But I didn't even know that they had that on Pornhub either.
What's that?
I didn't know that they had it on Pornhub. I just knew that they had it on like YouTube and everything, but I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's like a uncensored version you can watch on Pornhub. I think one music video, it was a Pornhub exclusive that you can only watch it on Pornhub.
That's insane.
Interesting marketing though.
Yeah.
I think I love marketing like that.
Damn. Okay.
And then last one, I think Lana's alright would be like a really good one. I don't think she just dropped a new album. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love her. I don't know. Like her music reminds me of like I'm in a liminal space. Like, and that sounds like a bizarre comparison, but she's like I'm stuck in like a 1950s like hotel. Like that's why I like her music so much.
Nice. No, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a different music taste that I did not expect from you, actually.
Yeah.
Diversity.
Well, what's that?
Diversity.
Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah. What's like your go-to genre then?
I listen to metalcore, post-hardcore, that kind of stuff, like the metal stuff and everything. But I love everything. I typically like pop. I like hip hop, rap, R&B. But typically I don't do like country though. But I'm trying to get into the country genre a little bit though.
Yeah, I broke my aux cord and then for my car, and then the country I just turned on my radio because I had never used it. And it was on the country like station. I was like, oh, well, it's dangerous. I was like, oh man, this is actually kind of fire.
Yeah,
I gotta give it a chance as an Asian man who only listens to hip hop and pop music. I was like, this is I think I'm fighting diversity norms. No, not diversity norms. Race norms, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Because I've never met an Asian person that's into country music. I feel like I should be the first one.
I love it. No, okay, no, you might be the first actually. Okay.
Might be the first guy, maybe.
You might be the first.
But again, there might be someone out there that I'm like, there might be. It probably is. I feel like I'm just making that as a joke, but it probably is one guy, like an Asian man out there.
At least one.
Listening to Luke Combs in his spare time on his vinyl record.
Oh, Morgan Wallen actually is pretty decent.
Who?
Exactly. I'm kidding. No, Morgan Wallen's like getting popular like right now recently. Like he dropped a record and he's going massive right now.
I like how you're treating him kind of like a rapper. He just dropped this new album.
Dropped his brand new record. No, like Morgan Wallen is like the biggest I think country artist right now in the world right now, and he's like hitting like mainstream levels of like charting and stuff. Like the pop, like on Billboard, he's basically his whole entire record is basically more than Taylor Swift amounts of that on there. Like he beat Taylor Swift's record of the amount of tracks that hit Billboard charts, I believe.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
You said it recently too?
Yeah, like recently. He just dropped his record, Morgan Wallen, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I just listened to like one track off of his record. I'm like, oh, this is actually decent. But yeah.
Oh, it's good. You would recommend it?
I don't recommend the rest of his discography. There's only one song that I like off of it, so I don't know. So that's about it. But I do want to try to get into more country stuff. Like there was a few like country artists have reached out to me and everything, but then usually I'm like busy or something along those lines, so that then I don't do it. But I'm trying to get more into that kind of stuff this year. Yeah. Trying to genre hop a little bit more, but we'll see.
Yeah, because I always think that country music, like I've always wondered what their concerts are like, what like type of people shows up and stuff. Because like with metal shows, probably it's like, and hip hop shows, like I understand like what type of people go like to them, but I'm always like, oh, I wonder what like the country scene's like, what type of festival and what type of stuff that they do and stuff like that.
Country scene I know is typically like very much younger, like woman centric people that go. There's not much guys. There's a few like more like I would say the redneck guys. I would say go there. But yeah, it's not like it's very much younger crowds for country.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I thought it'd be the opposite. I thought it'd be like a lot of older people, like an older people music genre.
I don't know actually. Well, maybe a little bit. Maybe a little. But not like it's typically the younger crowd though for country that I know.
Yeah, Country Fest.
Yeah, Country Fest, exactly.
Isn't that that has to be a festival, right? Country
Fest?
That's
here. That's here in Manitoba.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, we'll see. But yeah.
We shall see.
Yeah. So what do you want to accomplish when it comes to videography though, Tommy?
Yeah, my end goal is to at least direct one movie.
Okay.
Hopefully that will that's something. Yeah, hopefully that will come one day. But I'm working on a short film because I haven't done like a video for myself like in a long time.
Mhm.
But I have my one of the other rappers I work with. His name is Sonny Darko.
Yeah, Sunny.
Yeah, you know Sonny.
Yeah.
So I have this thing where I just tell him. It was just I'm making conversation or whatever. I'm just like would just tell him like random stories about my life, and then he's like, "Oh, you should like turn this into like a movie because like that's hilarious." Like all the random because I'm just like an awkward person, so I would get myself in these awkward like because I think they're just very normal situations, but like I just make it awkward. And he's like, "Oh, that's actually so funny." And also I meet a lot of weird people because I do this thing where I go to the cheapest blank in Winnipeg, like insert like whatever.
Yeah.
And I went to the cheapest therapist, and he told me that it was like the funniest thing ever because the therapist sucked.
Really?
Yeah, it was cheaper than what massage would have cost me, like a average massage.
How much did it cost you? I'm curious about this now.
$75.
Now I need to go to this therapist. It's a
No, you don't.
What do you mean? No.
You're gonna get traumatized with all because I ended up becoming his therapist because he was telling me about he was like trying to like give me advice by cause, you know like sometimes I mean I went to like an actual therapist and then I went to him just to compare and contrast.
Yeah.
So like the other therapist like I say like more high like average price therapist she would just like sometimes she would tell some stories about like her life and how especially for those situations like oh like when this happened to me this is how I like kind of healed myself a little bit. I was like oh cool. So I was like it's not too weird to like kind of talk about yourself a little bit
Yeah.
as a therapist. But this guy would just tell me some so I came in just like for dating advice. I'm kind of curious what this guy's dating advice would be like. And then he's like, because I was kind of struggling a little bit with my relationship stuff. So because I would go on these dates and I would tell him like, oh, so I'm going on these dates, but like dating in your 20s is like way harder than being in your like teenage years because it's like, oh, well, teenage years is like everyone like majority more people are wanting the relationship because it's like kind of a cool flex back in high school.
True.
Like oh, I'm dating this person, whatever.
Yep.
So everyone's like down to be like in a relationship at that point, but like in your 20s, it's like everyone's like so busy with school and then in their life. So it's like I feel like hookup culture is more relevant.
Prominence in 20s. Yeah.
So I told him like I want to. So when I'm going these days, I kind of don't know what I want. Like, or I'm kind of going into it and I'm being like nervous and like how do I, like as I'm on these days, I'm like how do I want this to end? Is it just gonna be a hookup relationship? And I'm just like in my head, I'm like, it's kind of going back and forth, and then I'm just having it like the worst date ever because like I'm just like so like awkward and nervous or whatever because I'm just like still like debating in my head and like which one is it, how should I do it? And then I end up getting nothing. So I told that guy what's going on, and then he's like, he's like, how are you getting these dates, by the way? I'm like, oh, I'm using like online dating or like sorry like on like online dating apps, or sometimes I just like through friends, like mutual friends. I usually go out with them and stuff. And he's like, oh, what do you like? How are you like? What moves do you use on them? I'm like, oh, I have a couple moves. Like, can you send me those moves? I'm like, oh, sure, yeah. I thought it was kind of weird at first.
Yeah, that's like, weird.
Sure, and then he mentioned that he's been divorced for 4 years, and then I was like, oh, it's cool that like whatever, man. Like I was like, that's cool. Like I'm sorry to hear that. He's like, yeah, and then he's like, well, but so in my second session, we talked about. I was like, oh, okay, I kind of figured out what like kind of like what's going on when you're going on these dates. So I'll use like stories from my personal life to like talk about it. And I was like, okay, sure. What is it? He's like, well, I haven't had sex in 4 years, and so I met up with a sex worker, and she was what is she? So I went there, and she's like, how do you want to start this? I'm like, oh, in my head I was like, I didn't know, and I should have planned it through. So what I'm getting at is, Tommy, you should figure that out before you go on these dates, like before you physically go on these dates, and I was just horrified because like, why did you tell me about your prostitution? This is like legal.
What the hell?
Or you could have just skipped that and said like, oh, maybe you should figure out like what you want before you go on these dates, instead of just telling me like, yeah, like this prostitute I went out with.
Buddy, I feel bad for you. You just got traumatized by that. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
like, I was more like curious, like, I was like, because he's in his late 30s, and I was like, how did you get this prostitute? Is it like an online call like center you go
Yeah.
to, or is it just like you drove by downtown and you're like, maybe you're like,
Yeah, is this a prostitute downtown right there?
yeah, is like a place like a spot you go to like that I don't know about, that you're like, you look good, oh, come on in.
Okay, we're finding more about this weird guy, and oh my
Yeah.
God. What I would suggest you do that and make a video about that. Do the
Yeah, so that's what I'm getting at. Was Sonny. I told him that story, and he's like, "You should make that into like a movie." And so we ended up writing a fake life for this guy, because I knew about him a little bit, like here and there, but we also like we carried like a bunch of random stuff about his life. And then another thing was that my second session, he was just walking, like he was just like he had this like nervous look on him. I was like, "Is everything okay?" He's like, "Oh, I forgot to turn off my oven this morning before I left for work." I'm like, oh, okay. Like I was so like I'm kind of like afraid that my house is gonna burn down. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay.
How do you forget to turn off the oven?
Yeah. So I was like, kind of like, oh, I mean, I don't know what to do. I was like, because I was like, such an odd, like I don't know, like I was like, I don't know, like I didn't know what to do. And I was like, this is so random, but like
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, okay. It's like yeah. So I was like, she's like, I gotta really dip after our session. I was like, now you're making me nervous. What if your house is gonna be like you're giving me anxiety where I'm supposed to relieve my anxiety?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
this
then
guy needs to lose his license or something. That's all
yeah,
I know.
and then he's like telling me that he had to go meet up. He had like a club thing, like a sports thing that he like maybe like I think a like a what do you call it, a community hockey thing that he
Oh
goes
yeah.
to. He's like telling me that he's like, oh, then I have to go to like a hockey thing. So I was like, I won't get home until like 8 or 9. So I don't know. I'm worried my house is gonna be on fire. I'm like, I was like, oh, okay. Like, do you wanna? Can we talk about my problems? I made a joke. I was like, can I talk about my problems for a bit? And he's like, I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. Well, that's what you're paying for. I'm like, yeah, that is what I'm paying for.
Jesus. Winnipeg do be wild, by the way, everyone that's listening and watching this.
Yeah. What was it? So like I'm about to go to bed at like I think 9 or 10, or I'm just in bed probably at this point, and then I see my phone just light up. I'm like, oh, what is it? So I go like on my phone. He's like, hey Tommy, my oven, it was off this whole time. We're good. Smiley face. I'm like, oh, awesome. I was super sarcastic over text. I was like, oh, awesome. I really needed to know if your house was on fire or not. He's like, I'm just letting you know. I'm like, okay, cool.
This
That's nice on
this
top.
man is amazing. I love this man.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And then since I have his phone number, I I first downloaded TikTok, and it's like, yeah, you can sync your like your contacts or whatever.
Yeah.
I and I found his TikTok because it was in my contact.
I've had that so much with coworkers from
Oh,
like
really?
jobs
So,
and everything. It's just like I didn't sync this at all. That's the thing about my TikTok. I never
yeah.
synced my thing. I'm like block it, and it still recommends me them. I'm like, no,
You don't watch your like coworkers TikToks?
I don't want to. Why would I, man?
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're like really funny outside of like work. No.
I'm good. I don't need
No,
to
you're
know
good.
about them after work.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I'm just like I'm good.
Would you be shocked if one of them was like TikTok famous? Maybe the quietest like person like, at your work is like a TikTok famous.
They probably are at this point.
Yeah.
I'm good. I don't need to know about TikTok famous from us.
Yeah.
I'm good.
There was like there was this guy at my school. He was kind of a quiet guy, like a little shy. Now he's actually I think maybe during high school too. Do you know Jack's Films?
Jack's Films, yeah.
He became his editor during his video editor during high school, I think.
What?
Yeah, and he was like the quietest guy. Would like maybe like would make a couple jokes here and there, and then I mean he did also did theater, so I guess he did some theater work as well. So like a lot of people knew him through that, and then now I'm hearing it's like, oh my god, like he's Jackson's video editor. That's crazy.
That's nuts.
Because I think his like what he did was oh, actually, no, he was like huge on YouTube because he did those like I mean it's huge now, but he did it way before. He did those like reading out loud like TikTok videos.
Yeah.
Not TikTok, the reading out loud Reddit videos. So he did that really early, and then he blew up because it wasn't a huge thing at the time. And then also his thing that he added onto it because he wasn't using the AI generated voice for those like reading those TikTok things. He was actually using his own voice. And then sometimes he would do all the funny section too. So it'd be like just quick like little cuts like joke, whatever. And then one day he submitted his because I don't know Jack Films. Like, I don't watch Jack Films that much, but he submitted his sorry, Jack Films had this contest where you or maybe a daily thing that happens about it where you could if you do a cover of like Jack Films like intro like song so this actually I'll name drop it. Marshall did a video like did a cover of a song but because he was in a musical, right, so he knew how to play the guitar and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he did that, but then did the intro, but then also he took it a step further and actually edited kind of like a music video sort of for his intro sequence for this competition or a daily thing that Jack Films gets people to do. But Jack Films loved that he actually took the extra step and then actually made a music video kind of thing for his intro, and actually he was singing all of it and he was acting in it. And then yeah, hiring him as an editor. It's like the rest is history.
Wow. You know what's crazy about that? I got to meet Jack. Like,
oh really?
Was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. At Creator Clash. And that was surreal.
What's the Creator Clash? I've only ever heard what that.
Creator Clash is a YouTube boxing thing for charity. iDubbbz hosts it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now you're talking about. I think Super Mega was on there at one point.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, Jack's Films was like in the walkout, but also when I got to talk to him like last year about content creators and all this space on how this is gonna grow and everything. Really like cool conversation that I had with him for like a good 5 minutes and everything. But yeah, super nice guy.
So you just talked about just like content creating?
We talked about content creation and how it's gonna grow, and we thought that it's gonna grow massive because of this content creator stuff, like these YouTube box and everything the next year or so. And we both agreed that it's probably gonna get big, and hopefully like Netflix and those kind of people will pick it up. But so far it didn't, but like the Zone did kind of in a sense.
Yeah. I remember now that you brought it up, I remember wasn't there a YouTube Red, which was kind of Netflix for YouTube, or am I wrong? Or there was something, or was that what YouTube Red was?
Yeah, YouTube Red was kind of like that with like PewDiePie with movies and that kind of stuff. Like he had his own movie, his own series.
Oh,
I think did have that, and then they just canned YouTube Red. I think it's still not prominent, but it's still kind of a thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess because it's like people are like, oh, YouTube should be free type of thing, but I guess it's like they're trying to branch out to like be more serious, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's YouTube for you. But no, like actually I got to someone from my high school, I'm not gonna name the high school, but I'll name the content creator, and the content creator is Too Mad, who went to our school.
Oh, yeah, I know Too Mad, yeah.
Yeah, you know Too Mad. So yeah, he went to our school. So everyone was joking about myself and Too Mad always because we both did content creation around that time, and they're like, yo, Too Mad's bigger than Mikey. Oh, no. I'm like, okay, guys, whatever.
Dude, so were you in school when Too Mad was in school? Was at your school?
Yeah.
No? Oh, no way. So you actually got to like talk to him. Like,
well, I talked to him like briefly. He was very quiet as well in school. Like he didn't do much. Like we were kind of in the similar friend group wise too. And yeah, like he was very much quiet and didn't do much in schooling. He very much skipped school after he got like big wise and everything.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I don't blame him.
I don't blame him, but also it's like, yo, you should finish high school, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's just, to get the degree at least, because it's just in case like YouTube doesn't play out in like the long term, because he's still probably doing decent now, because I don't really watch him as much.
No, like I think after he blew up, it was like the first couple years like that initial thing now, and now I think he dropped off now. Like he barely does like decent views now. He does like probably like only a few hundred on Twitch now. I think he's like dropped off now at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I learned later that he was from Winnipeg because I think I was watching one of his vlogs or something where I noticed like the license plate. I was like, oh, that kind of looks like the Manitoba license plate. And then I was like, oh wait, that kind of looks like where was it? I can't remember where he was at. It was like East Kildonan or something. I was like, oh, that kind of looks like East Kildonan. I was like, oh wait, he's in East Kildonan. Never mind.
Yeah, he lives in, well, he lived in my area and everything, but yeah, his family was not very prominent with his YouTube and everything. Well, he did like crazy videos back when that, and Cops Were Called a lot when he was doing YouTube and that. But either way, like he lives in Vancouver now, I think. Don't quote me, but yeah.
That's cool. So wait, because I don't know the Too Mad lore, but why were the cops got called on him?
I don't know either. So that's all I know. His cops were called a lot when he was doing YouTube stuff when he was at home and everything. But all I know is that happened a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know that much.
Because didn't he also do? He did a photo shoot like a year ago or two with that one famous OnlyFans. I can't remember what her name was. It doesn't say on my tongue, but she's the one that was selling the bathwater.
Oh, Bella Delphine.
Bella Delphine, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Bella Thorne, but I was like, that doesn't sound right.
He did Bella Thorne, but like, damn, my guy. But
my guy.
But no. Yeah. I think after that initial thing, it's just like people know him, but it's nothing too crazy now at this point. Like with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, is Too Mad the same age as you, or was he like a little?
He's same age as us. Yes.
Oh wow! Oh, I did not know that. He looks a little older, but
maybe 1 year, but not much. Like he's same age as us, though. Basically.
That's pretty like that's insane for someone from Winnipeg to be our age too. Yeah.
Yeah, and go that big mainstream. Well, not. Well, he did get mainstream for one thing, but other than that, yeah.
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 Yeah, I used to work at this place called this social media marketing place called High Key Agency.
Oh yeah.
And they always it's weird because it's like their brand is huge, but like I don't know if they themselves are huge, but they always did celebrity giveaways with like iPhones and stuff, and that was kind of like their gimmick. And I remember like they would always like be on the FaceTime call with like the biggest rappers at the time, and like it was like Lil Yachty, and like recently they just did a video with Mike Tyson.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I was just like, it's crazy how they have these big celebrities, but like, I don't know if it's like if they're huge like everywhere else, and like only like in Winnipeg they're like not that huge at all. Because I know a lot of people that know Too Mad.
Yeah.
More than, like these guys.
It's weird because now we're getting a prominent rap scene here in Winnipeg, and I feel like a lot more like famous rappers and everything are starting to get prominent here in the city. And also, I was watching some vlogger do something for one of the rappers that came through here. And they FaceTime Kai Cenat here.
You really?
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, what? How the hell is this happening? How is Kai FaceTiming a rapper who's performing here in Winnipeg? It's like, it's crazy. It's full circle moment in a sense.
I think it's just because the internet, it's like, if you know how to use it, because you're always like, almost like 4 steps away from a celebrity that you like, which is insane if you think about it. Because of internet. Because if you talk to the right person on Instagram, they'll might redirect you. Oh, actually, I know like someone that you might. Yeah. Or no, I know someone that knows this person. So.
Well, that's also like with us with videography or also photographing. It's like, oh, we photograph this person or you video this person, and then it's just a couple steps away from this said rapper, this said content creator. It's just like, wow, we're so close there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it's yeah, word of mouth is crazy. Like it's
it's crazy nowadays.
Yeah. What since you asked me what my 5 artists I'd love to work with, what's your five artists that you want to work with?
Right now, it would be like, for me, it's like rock artists and that. So like right now, for photographing wise, it would be like The Word Alive.
Okay.
Ghost Atlas. It's Jesse Cash's band. He does like more metal stuff. So his side project, As Everything Unfolds, it's a UK band from the UK. And then I would say Breaking Benjamin.
I know Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, Breaking Benjamin is one up there. I love them so much. And then Nickelback would be one as well with that.
Why Nickelback out of all?
Because like, Nickelback will be my full circle moment, because literally I brought my point and shoot camera to that concert, my first concert, and just photograph them from the first song to the last song with that. So literally, once I get to photograph Nickelback with my big gear,
Yeah.
we peaked, my guy.
We peaked, my guy. That full circle. I like that.
Yeah.
I also recently found that they did a song for Spider-Man 2, I think.
Yep.
Did you ever watch that? Yeah, you know that Heroes? Yeah.
Yep. I love that song so much. It's a good song.
That's we're heading over to Grand Forks. Me and Post were just playing Heroes by Nickelback on repeat for a little bit. Dude, that was like the funniest thing ever. That Nickelback wrote a song for Spider-Man 2.
Oh my gosh. How was the post-war thing? Tell me about that. Like what happened and everything.
It wasn't too bad. It could be better. I feel like I don't want to like talk ill about it. I guess I was expecting more, but I got there and I realized like, oh, it's a small town. It's not a crazy venue compared to like the Bulldog maybe, but it was good for what it is. And then what was it? There wasn't too many crazy bars and stuff, and I was just like, this is I was wondering if that was like the spot that everyone went to for bars and stuff, but the show was good. Like Post-War did a really good, solid set. The bar we were shooting at kind of looked like a hotel, so we shot a music video while we were waiting for everyone to come in. So we shot like it was like 1950s like style, because like the bar was kind of like Western-esque, like the aesthetic. So the bathroom was kind of like Western-y. So we went to, because I went to the bathroom to actually use the bathroom. I was like, oh man, that'd be such a cool set, like idea for like a music video. He's like, yeah, let's shoot it. And we shot it in the music video. And then one guy was coming in. I was like, oh, he's just like about to go pee. He's like, oh, what do you guys? Oh, you guys have a camera in the bathroom? And I'm like, oh, we're shooting a music video. He's like, oh, okay. And I guess like I don't know how big the videography scene is in
Grand Forks.
Grand Forks. So I wonder if like, because like with here, it's like I think more likely people are like, oh, these guys are shooting like content for their Instagram or for YouTube or TikTok, whatever. But I wonder for him, he was probably like, this is weird. Why do you guys pick a bathroom?
I forget. There's one big rapper from like North Dakota. I forget what it is. Is it Lil Yachty or something? It's not Lil Yachty. It's some.
Let me Google it, because it's on my tongue now too. Grand Forks rapper.
I don't know if it's Grand Forks or if it's far. It's one of the North Dakota's cities.
Yeah. Oops.
I forget who it is, but yeah, there's a big one relatively there. But either way, the scene in North Dakota that I know is small when it comes to like the rap scene that I know.
Yeah. I think it's Tory Lanez. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Tory Lanez. Yeah. Yeah, because he has a song called Fargo, Crazy Life.
Yeah.
That's always interesting when you like find rappers that are like from like, I guess Fargo is not. I think Fargo has the same like status as Winnipeg, maybe like same amount of people.
Ish.
Give or take.
I think it's smaller, but not prominent-ish. Like it's a smaller city. It is a smaller city.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's always like crazy how like when they have like a massive rapper like Tory Lanez coming from Fargo. I don't know, it's nuts.
Right? Yeah, like for us it would be like, I don't know, who would you say? Like it would be right now. Right now I would say like prominent that's getting bigger-ish would be Max Wins, but then there's like YSM Fab that's getting bigger too.
I was gonna say YSM Fab too.
Yeah.
I guess he's not really much of a rapper. I guess maybe he's more like doing the indie scene now. But Sandman, have you heard of him? He's really going.
Sandman's not. I would say not popular enough. I would say like he.
I think he could. I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna get there though. My humble opinion.
I hope so, but I generally don't see it. There's other people I think will get big. No heart to the guy. Like I support him fully. Like I think there's gonna be. I think more like. I know a friend of his that he does stuff with, and his name is Ben Notes, and I think Ben Notes is gonna get, I think, more popular than Sandman, I think.
Oh, okay.
But either way, I have no heart to the guy, but I love Sandman's stuff, but I feel like I don't know. I generally don't know if he will, but if he does, all power
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah, because I've only listened to such a handful of Ben Notes' music, but he's pretty solid. I like him. Yeah, he's a super nice guy.
Yeah, very nice guy. I love Ben. Very humble dude.
Yeah,
Yeah. Dope.
yeah. Well, so how do you know Ben?
So with Ben, it was it the Fab show? I think it was the first Fab
Yeah.
show I took photos for. It was one of the shows, the rap shows that he was at, and he was like backstage era with VIP and everything. And I'm like, I'm a photographer and everything. And then we just got connected, and people were like, "Yo, this is Ben Notes. He's the homie." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And then we just exchanged, and then we just started talking after that, and then yeah.
Yeah, it's funny because I had a bit of an awkward moment with him where he showed up to one of my house parties, and then my son's like, "Oh," it was like he's like because he told me his real name. He's like, "Oh, I'm Leo." I'm like, "Oh, I'm Tommy." And he's like, "I was like, oh, this might be a weird comment, but you kind of look like this musician named Ben Notes." He's like, "Well, I am Ben Notes." I'm like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense."
He's like, "Wow, this is awkward."
He's like, "Well, you clearly don't know the real me."
Damn.
Or no, or maybe I mentioned like, "Oh, do you have a brother named like Ben?" He's like, "Oh," he's like, "No, you probably no, I don't." And he's like, "Oh, okay, you kind of look like this guy, like you vaguely look like this musician named Ben Notes." He's like, "Well,
so
I am Ben Notes."
funny. That is so hilarious. Oh my gosh, I love that. What's one fact or thing people should know about videographers or even music videographers that they might not know about?
How much time we put into these videos? Because a lot of people just see it as like it's like a 2-minute video or a 3-minute video. People think I just like click 3 buttons and it's like done. People like don't think how much sweat and tears I put in some of these videos. And I think it also goes probably towards the photos for you because you're probably because I think you said you're shutter happy too.
Yeah.
Or sorry, what's the word?
Yeah, it's shutter happy. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That what do you call it? What's that word? That like you're probably going through so much like footage.
Yeah, yeah.
There's that footage, like photos and stuff.
Photos. Yeah, so it takes me hours and everything to edit and everything. So it's fun. That's the same thing with you. Like when you take a lot of video clips and everything, it takes hours.
Yeah, that like a lot of people just see the final product, but they don't realize like how much time and effort they go into it.
Yep. Which that's why I like doing more video stuff now. For video stuff now, it's like I use I'm very simple when it comes to video work because I'm just doing highlight stuff for artists when I do it, and it's just literally like a couple clips here and there, but I'm just using CapCut.
Yeah.
So literally it's so much fun doing that stuff, but also it's still like, oh, you gotta think of, I'm kind of like aspecting it too as like a videographer that you have to get this right scene, you have to make sure the lighting's right and everything, but yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
Have you released any of your podcasts at all?
I'm sorry?
Have you released any episodes for your podcast?
Yeah, this is like, I've done like, what is it? This is probably going to be the 20th or 30th episode.
Oh, wow. I'm so behind. Maybe you should an idiot.
You're good, Tommy.
Who else have you had on?
A lot of prominent people. I've had, what is it? You wouldn't know. I had Post-War on once.
Oh, really?
I got him recorded again. I'm gonna probably put that up maybe later this week. This second one that I got a Post-War.
I love to hear his video.
Yeah, I've gotten him. I've gotten, what is it? A bunch of different people in the music scene. I'm trying to get more lenient towards this podcast. Try to get diversity on this as well. So I'm going through a lot of different like aspects of the music era of the podcast. So like this next month in April. So it's great that you reached out to me and said, yo, you're down, because I haven't got much video people on. So literally I got like another photographer on, like a bunch of photographers lined up. So literally next month is going to be like photographer and videographer month, basically.
That's pretty every
Friday. So it'll be cool.
Yeah, I apologize for catfishing you that I don't do much photography. I mean, I do photography, like film photography for my own personal use, and that's how I got into like video, because I was taking pictures and I'd always make them black. Like, there's like that joke from Family Guy where you're a photographer all of a sudden when you make a photo black and white. And that was me back in my Tumblr era.
No, you're good because I wanted to talk to you about video stuff because
Yeah.
I don't know much. Well, probably people want to know about video stuff. That's a thing too, Tommy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
people don't think about that
Yeah.
aspect of that kind of side of industry and everything too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good times, man. I'm really glad I got to chat, man. I got to know you more because I think I saw you at the post-war show. And
Yeah.
your work is amazing, man. Keep it up.
Yeah, totally, man. You too as well. What's an upcoming show that you're looking forward to shooting?
It's like Cozy Man Oz. His show is coming up. I think April. Like, actually, double check in case you give everyone the wrong date.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, April 22nd.
Dope.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to shoot his set because it's my second time doing my set design work. So I'm pretty hyped to see see what people think about the TV that I'm doing.
That'd be good.
Yeah.
Dope. What's your plans for the rest of the year, my guy?
The rest of the year. Blow up and pretend I don't know nobody. Just kidding. What else? I'm doing another like clothing drop for a digital workshop, and then doing what else I get up to? I want to venture into like right now I'm still just kind of playing around with it, but I want to get into like get into like what was it? Designing like furniture because yeah, I'll show you what my furniture that I've been designing.
Yeah.
How do I flip my camera?
Can you flip the camera on there or no?
I don't think I can. I'm gonna have to do it like a mom. But so I hate like the irony of it is I hate like expensive furniture because I can't afford it, but they look nice. So I didn't want a simplistic like IKEA table, so I bought 2 cinder blocks and a piece of glass from IKEA. I made this table.
Ooh, that's dope.
And I keep my cassettes on the side, and like in the little holes in the cinder blocks, and then my CDs on the side. So it looks kind of fancy, but it looks expensive. But it only cost me $30.
All right, go to this guy for new furniture in your house, guys.
Everyone thinks it's like quirky and funny and edgy. That's what I've been told. Because it looks like it's like made by Raph Simmons or something, or a construction worker made this or something. But it looks expensive. Everyone's like, "How much did you get this for?" I was like, "I made it for like $30." Like, you should like sell this. And like, I'm literally selling 2 cinder blocks and a piece of glass. And then I'm trying to like mod it so it's not like someone looks at it as like, "Oh, this guy literally bought 2 cinder blocks. I'm gonna go to Home Depot and make the exact same thing." So I'm still trying to figure out how to like make it so people can't replicate it at home type of thing, or they can't easily replicate it at home.
Yeah. So they can't copy you and be like, "Yo, I copy Tommy's aesthetic."
I actually bought the $2,000 cinder block table that Tommy made or something.
Yeah.
I have the cash.
You have the cash. I got you. Show yourself out. What do you want the people to know about you, Tommy?
What they want to know about me?
Yeah.
Get some videos done by me, man. I'm shamelessly plugging myself because I need money to pay for my electric bills and water and food and